It's very easy to see how those false arguments arise, and I think it's very easy to disprove them. But I don't think I would want to say that people who believe it are insane in the same sense as somebody who's actually certified by a psychiatrist is.
Some of the greatest scientists in history have believed in God. Isaac Newton not only believed in God, he wrote commentaries on the Bible. Gregor Mendel, the founder of genetics.
Well, you could stop there. I mean, just about
there are
everybody.
Lots of examples of this, and there are contemporary examples as well of great scientists who believe in God. They're all delusional.
Well, firstly, as we were talking about before, Darwin made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist. Newton and most of the other people you're talking about lived before Darwin. And so I would be vastly surprised if any of them were anything but religious before.
But there are decent scientists today who believe in God.
Well, we've got to be a little bit careful there. When you talk about decent scientists today who are religious, ask them very carefully precisely what it is they believe. I mean, some of them go to church because they like the music. Some of them believe in some sort of pantheistic spirit of the universe. Then they're using a word like God. Einstein was one of these. Einstein used the word God a lot. And plenty of people think, because of that Einstein was a religious man. Well, he wasn't. He certainly, I mean, he's most indignant when anybody suggested that Einstein believed in a personal God.
Sure. He used the term God to name a kind of mystery.
Exactly.
But there are scientists today, and one could name a number of them. John Polkinghorne, former professor of mathematical
physics. Well, it's always the same name.
Well, let's just name him, though. John Polkinghorne, former professor of mathematical physics at Cambridge, knighted for his contributions to science, a Church of England vicar as well. We're in a Church of England parish church in this Oxford college. He's probably preached in places like this, and you say he's delusional.
I don't. I've already withdrawn. I've already backed off from using delusional in the sense of being insane. I think he's wrong. I think he's mistaken.
Is he a lesser scientist for believing in God?
No, he's an excellent quantum physicist, and there's no doubt about that. And when I talk to people who have managed to combine religious belief, not just a sort of deism, and not just a belief that there's some sort of great spirit behind the universe, but in his case, it really is full Church of England. I mean, Jesus died for our sins, etc. Exactly. That I find very hard to understand. I admit that it's true. It's not common, but it's true. And I can only put it down to a kind of compartmentalization of the mind. Darwin made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist. Darwin made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist. Darwin made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist. Darwin made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist. Darwin made it possible to be an intellectually fulfilled atheist.
Why don't you call yourself an agnostic then?
I do, but I think it's...
Many people throughout the world consider this professor from England to be one of the most brilliant minds in the world.
That's quite true.
There's been lists of the top 25 living geniuses, and he's on the list. He's published numerous books, incredible bestsellers to explain science to the public.
No, I haven't done that. That's quite true.
Why don't you call yourself an agnostic then?
I do. I believe that it is a liberating thing to free yourself from primitive superstition.
So religion's a primitive superstition?
Oh, I think it is, yes.
So you believe it's liberating to tell people that there is no God?
I think a lot of people, when they give up God, feel a great sense of release and freedom.
Why do you think that? I mean, what's your dad? What's your scientist? What's your dad?
I think, well, I've had a lot of letters saying that, and
there are 8 billion people in the world, Dr. Dawkins. How many letters have you had?
No, I haven't done that. That's quite true.
Why don't you call yourself an agnostic then?
I do.
Are you atheist?
Of course I am, aren't you? I think it's
you are described as the world's most famous atheist.
Well, not by me. Not by me.
Are you atheist?
Of course I am, aren't you?
We're scientists. We can conceive of anything.
You must learn to distinguish between smut and science.
Science? Ooh, la-di-da.
That is a scientific fact, huh?
Put your trust in the scientific method. Put your faith in the scientific method. I have enough faith in the scientific method.
What were you... I mean, was this ever about science?
Those damn scientists, they don't know what they're doing.
That's bad. Melanie, I can't even
hear you. It's just noise coming out of an ugly scientist.
The fact that science can account for everything. Science is omnipotent.
Science and evidence don't seem to impact much what people believe.
And science is supposed to have all the answers.
Oh, now, don't speak to me of antiquated notions like a soul. I mean, you're a scientist. Can you measure a soul? Can you measure it? Huh?
Science is full of coincidences.